How's it going? Great. I thought I'd throw out a little video on my new fishing reel that I've just received not more than 5 minutes ago. Unfortunately, it's not going to be an unboxing. I've already opened up the box. I've already opened it because I had to take a look at it. Wanted to make sure everything was right. But I thought maybe we could go over it together in this video and let you see what it's all about. So I think most of you know that my chosen method of fishing is actually ultralight. Although I've been messing around with the medium series rods in the last few years, really my go-to, the one I think method I always seem to fall back on is ultralight fishing. And about a couple of years ago, I damaged my ultralight reel. Well, I got recommended this one. Now, it's from Piscifun, and I know you're saying, why would you buy that garbage? It's from China, it's no good, you can only buy online. I got news to you, my friends. Over the last 5 years, this company has really been setting up their, coming up to the mark on their equipment. They're really improving, and if you look on Amazon and even on other fishing equipment websites, you'll find that this particular company now is getting a lot of very good reviews. They've really set the pace now with their equipment. So this is a Piscifun Viper X 1000 series spinning reel. And I bought it for several reasons, of course, first off, if it's not suited for what I need, I simply send it back. The only people are going to lose out is, of course, the seller, not me. However, so far, I'm pretty impressed. Now, of course, I can't get out there right now and test it, but for the money, it's not a big deal. But it has a lot of really good features for an ultralight reel that I've been looking for. So we'll just take it out the box here. Hang on a sec. And take it out the plastic. So here it is. Pretty sweet looking little reel. Pretty solid build. It's light. It weighs about, I think it says it weighs about, hang on, what have I got here? Yeah, 6 ounces. 6 ounces, 170 grams. It's a very light reel. It's made of carbon fiber, so it's light. And that's important with an ultralight reel. You don't want anything heavy because you're using a light fishing rod. So you don't want a heavy reel. And it's pretty damn solid. But what I was really impressed with is how smooth it is. This is a very, very smooth reel. Of course, you know, it'll work a bit better once we start using it. It's just straight out of the box. But look at that. That action is really, really cool. Now, it has 11 bearings, 10 plus 1, and the bearings are sealed, so there's very little, if any, chance of any corrosion on the bearings. It has a gear ratio of 5.2 to 1. Now, I really would like to have had the 6.2 to 0.1, but unfortunately, the Viper doesn't have a 1000 series reel with 6.2 to 1. They have it for the 2000, the 3000, and the 4000, but not the 500 series, the 1000 series, or the 5000 series. They only come in 5.2 to 1. But you can still do some good finesse fishing, ultralight fishing with the 5.2 to 1. Actually, having the 5.2 to 1, it gives you a bit more strength with the drag. So yeah, 11 bearings, 5.2 to 1 in the gearing system. It is rated for the maximum of 6-pound test for monofilament. I'm going to be using probably a 4-pound test, more a fluorocarbon or a copolymer line. Excuse me. It's also rated for 10-pound test braid, but you know something, guys? Just because the reel is rated for braid doesn't mean you should use braid. And there's a couple things you need to look for on a fishing reel before you decide to put braid onto it. Excuse me. So let me just show you. I'm going to take the cap off and show you something. And you should check this with your reels, especially because manufacturers are really big on saying that their reels are rated for braid, and they may not be. So take a look at this spindle here. You want to note how thin that spindle is and whether or not there's any plastic parts associated with that part of the reel. Now in this case, the spindle isn't bad. It is a little on the thin side, but it's not as thin as some of them. It is also very well anchored in the reel. You want to check that too. Make sure there's no mobility. And make sure again that there's no plastic parts affiliated with this spindle. Because braid will break your equipment before it breaks. A lot of people want to use braid for the wrong reasons. Oh, my buddy said I should use braid if I'm, using this reel, I'm catching these fish. No, not necessarily. You want to check to make sure that the reel is capable of handling braid. Braid will damage your equipment before you break the line, okay? Keep that in mind. If you've got any plastic parts on this reel, in this area here, in your guides or anything, do not use braid, because braid will cut right through it just like butter. All right, keep that in mind. Now, mind you, what you run, what you decide to run, that's entirely, it's up to you. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to keep your equipment a little bit longer than a week, you may want to rethink about running braid on most of your reels. A lot of people run it for the wrong reasons, is what I'm trying to get at. So just make sure that your reel is suited for braid before you go out and buy it. All right, back to, like I said, I'm going to run a copolymer or probably a full fluorocarbon on it, maybe more than likely just a 4. You don't normally go over 6-pound tests when you're fishing ultralight. So some other little neat things about this. I really like the handle here. This is an EVA handle. I usually like my handles to be EVA or cork. It's not that plastic or Bakelite, but you can easily slip. You get a good grip on these handles as well. Just quickly, here's some other facts. I said it's a 10 to plus 1 in bearings, 5.2 to 1 in gear ratio. Its retrieve rate is 22.4 inches per turn of that handle. So it's not bad. It's pretty good reel that way. Maximum drag on it is nearly 9 pounds. It's 8.8 pounds or 4 kilos. That's a pretty good drag for this size reel. Total body weight of this is 6 ounces, 170 grams. So it's a nice light reel. It's rated for a maximum of 6-pound tests. You get 100 yards you can put on this reel. I'm going to be using 4-pound tests, floral or cope. And it's also, it says here, 10-pound test braid. I personally, I'm not going to run braid, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So, like I said, the action is very, very smooth. The auto bail closer is a bit stiff, but I'm not worried about that because I usually close my bail by hand. I prefer to do that. I've gotten used to doing it that way, so I'm not too worried about it closing shut with the handle. But I'm really quite impressed with this little reel. It's a sharp looking little reel too. Now, one thing you need to watch on these new reels, guys, especially you old guys out there, you old geezers like me, a lot of reels, and this one included, does not come with the anti-reverse switch. There is not one on this reel. You can only crank that handle in one direction. A lot of the older guys don't like that. They would rather have the anti-reverse where they can switch it off and they can turn the handle in either direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. Now, the reason why a lot of manufacturers are taking away the anti-reverse switch is that with the new technology and the new gearing in these reels, it is really no longer required to have that feature. That feature was to help you manage a fish that are really, hard pulling fish, that it didn't strip your gears out so you could unlock it. That's what the anti-reverse did. You don't need to worry about that so much anymore with the new gearing systems on today's reels. And that's why a lot of them are no longer putting that feature on. So, and they're getting harder to find. They really are. They're getting, especially some of the smaller reels, they're getting very hard to find. So yeah, it doesn't have that anti-reverse switch, but I'm really looking forward to getting this out and using it for ultralight. As I said, I'm probably getting the Claris, the Shimano Claris, because the weird thing about it is the Shimano Claris Blank is green, so this will fit very nicely with the trim on this reel as well. Yeah, so yeah, $47 Canadian taxes in through Amazon. It had a a 4.5 to 5-star rating. So, and it was quite a number of reviews. Also, I belong to an ultralight fishing group, and a lot of the guys are running this type of reel now. One, because of, the cost. It's a smooth running reel for relatively inexpensive reel. Yeah, I'd love to have a van for it, or I'd love to have a Stella, but $400 for a reel, that's just a wee bit too much. It's a bit rich for my blood. Yeah, so I just thought I'd show you this. I'm quite chuffed with that. Looking forward to getting out with it with my new fishing rod when I get it. And it's actually going to be one of 2 ultralights that I'm going to be running in this season. I've got another one that I'll be setting up, which is only 5 feet. It's good to have both. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. So anyway, thanks for watching. And thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll have a few more videos coming out shortly, so look forward to those. And we've got some exciting things that are going to be happening this year on this channel as well with my fishing exploits, all right? But we'll worry about that when it comes up. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. For now, see you later.